I'm just here for the views. No, really, I was debating even doing this video because it's not really important. I mean, it is, but it isn't. I feel like I'm way late to the game. By the time that the equipment of appropriate value came available, quality came available to the average consumer, some years later that I finally picked it up, I'm now having to contend with super high production YouTube videos. So it's kind of like I'm in an entirely different league. It's not even really fair. I knew I wanted to do this. It's been a wild ride. As of October 1st, which is one of my favorite months, by the way, even though I said I'm not ready for fall, I love Halloween. I love fall. It's the most weirdest, moody kind of month. I love it. The atmosphere. So as of October 1st, 2021, and I started my channel right before a pandemic, I have 713 subscribers. Whew, what a trip. And no doubt I come from humble beginnings. My first couple are pretty cringy. I'm not recommending you go back through those, though I do have a couple standout favorites. My music video for Thundercat's Funny Thing has been getting a lot of views lately. Then last week it was my Daft Punk video where I just cut from a live footage of Daft Punk. And usually when I tie in other things, like when I drop in someone kind of semi-famous, like David Suzuki talks about the future, that one's got like hundreds of views. And it's weird because you'll think you'll pump out a video and you think it'll be rock solid, and then the view count is like not so. But before I go on, all that being said, my experience with YouTubing is that if you have any inclination to want to share or grow as a person, it is a tremendous platform to be able to express yourself freely, openly on the internet, 24 hours a day, to be viewed by the whole world. I mean, the technology it's time travel. It's unlimited. There's no value that can be placed on how special YouTube is, really. Yeah, I would say if you're on the fence or you ever had any kind of inclination, if you feel like you have something to teach or even to explore about yourself, this is the platform. I haven't so much had to deal with too many trolls. I've had certainly my fair share, and I've expressed that, but no, everyone's been more or less supportive, and I think that comes with the territory. I chose to talk about a hyper object. I chose to lean into climate change as it sort of grew on me. It took shape, this channel. At the beginning, it was very much just getting my feet wet, and then I vlogged for a while, just getting comfortable in the camera. But I've always had it in me. I was in a play in like 7th grade where I played in a Sherlock Holmes play. I was like Watson, which is like the smart sidekick, a few lines. And I remember standing up and raising my hand and taking charge in class. I was always eccentric. I hung out with all varieties of people, but mostly like in school, my crowd of people was a little bit of everybody. And I did take video production in, I think, 8th grade and freshman year and maybe sophomore. So like I had, it was old IMAX tape, like 8mm, whatever, digital tape. And, so I had a lot of background in that, and then doing photography. So for a number of years, I had a startup photography business in high school where I did wedding photography. I made business cards. I've always been very entrepreneurial and full of seeking adventure. Something was bigger than myself, and that was just life itself, experiencing it. I should have started sooner probably, but I didn't have the right gear. But, it all comes down, it all comes due. Like, the right timing is right time. What you're doing now is exactly what you should be doing. If you did videos you're going to have a whole lot more success if you do videos. Success, I mean, like monetizing, getting past 1,000 subscribers quicker. If you talk about makeup or dogs or just have a cat channel, some like trending, funny entertainment. People want entertainment. They don't want education. My channel's primarily educational content, and people have pointed me out, corrected me when I was, wrong. Though there is conspiracy theorist types on here, but again, if you want to get traction and popularity, but I don't really feel like that's you. That's your craft. It's an outlet, but I don't feel like it's. Maybe you can keep it up, but it feels like it'd be pretty exhausting. But to each his own. Whatever your interest is. I am proud of that Thundercat video. I am proud of the one I just chopped up yesterday. Some of these I spent hours on. Some like just an hour if I know exactly what I want to do with the video. But like my What's Happening in the World series, that takes me like from note taking to researching to getting all the assets, pictures, images, like everything. It takes me a good day's work, 9 to 10 hours from start to finish, filming, editing, like a 10-hour deal every week for like 10 minutes of footage. 6 to 10 minutes of footage will take me 7 to 10 hours to pump out and make sure it's all color correct, and even then I'm nitpicking about the audio. But of course I've got great Patreon supporters now and a great community, and I'd love to have more. For what it is, I'm talking about hyperobject. I'm talking about something that 98% of the population is afraid of even bringing up. Now it's becoming more commonplace because we're afraid of talking about death. We're a death-denying culture, and I've covered this too. So, but that Thundercat video, I made that when I was semi-homeless. I was living between apartments with all my stuff in my car and was renting out a room that was like totally temporary, and I had no idea where I was going next. It was pretty stressed, and it's weird. It's like when some of the most stressful videos, or at least I'm in a stressful state, I'm more creative, and I think that's an important part of being a creative, an artist, is like you have to suffer. You have to feel the blues, like you have to experience the blues. That's hard to say because you don't want to force that on yourself, but there's a lot of trash out there. There's a lot of filth. My audience demographic, from what I can tell from my last check, I just checked it like a week ago, is mostly men, like from 25 to 34 years old. And I don't think that's accurate because there's a lot of women that watch my channel, and older women too, and younger women, all people, all ages. So I don't think that's correct. You can even just I would say do it, and I guarantee you that the people around you, like maybe your distant friends or relatives, would absolutely love to see any sort of content from you. If you can shoot a video and not make it as shaky as I do sometimes, just get a prop stand, a little tripod, cheap one for your cell phone, and you can order this microphone, this lavalier microphone for like $10 off Amazon instead of getting a really expensive Rhodes one. It sounds okay. It sounds just as good. Do it. Talk about yourself. Put yourself out there. I know people maybe watch like 30 seconds of my video and they're like, no, I can't. And I don't flip out about that anymore. I realize that the pool is so big. I'm competing with like CNN publishing to the YouTube and big names, comedians. It's such a wild space. But to have an outlet to be creative, especially during times like these of immense stress worldwide, to have an outlet that's healthy and safe is priceless. It's priceless, and it keeps you sane. It keeps me sane, putting myself out there. Yeah, I'll do some cringy videos, and some of the videos are a hit, and some of them are a fail, dud, and I don't have any control. And I go and comment on all the I like iDubbbz, I like Louis Rossman. My mind is blanking. There's so many people that I like and don't like on here. I don't like PewDiePie. I love Video Game Donkey. Video Game Donkey. He's so freaking funny and on point. And when he was asked, how do you get like a lot of watchers? Like, how do you get traffic? And he's like, don't suck. And that's true. There's just a certain type of subset of personalities that are super attractive to like a large demographic of people. They just nail it. That there's so many people like him that would like their particular form of goofy humor. I plan to keep doing it, and even if I go live in the Ozarks or somewhere quieter, as long as I paid my camera off, I'm paying my computer off. I use Wondershare Filmora because I'm ghetto. It's like the drag and drop ghetto version that I bootlegged. Then Adobe Premiere because I don't have the patience to learn all that stuff now or ever. maybe soon, but it works just fine. I'm nitpicky. This is what I like to do. I've had experience in video production making and acting on stage and on camera. I've been on the backside of the camera as a photographer. I have participated in some modeling gigs for clothes and, small things. And yeah, I just said F it. This is me. I'm ready in my life to present myself as I am. And I mean, even people have doubted me. My ex was like, man, forget what your exes say. It was like, oh, don't do a YouTube channel. You don't want to be like on the center of the screen, just in the middle of the screen talking. That'd be dumb. It's like, nah, fuck that. Anybody who ever says anything putting you down about anything you could ever do, fuck them. Fuck them and do it. Whatever your heart is feeling, whatever your heart desires, do it. I guarantee you it'll pay off. And if at the least you could say, I did it and I tried it. I'm sure many of you have had that experience so far already. So you know that firsthand. So I just wanted to ramble. Having YouTube is great. There is some annoyances on the platform. Sometimes things upload. I know I upload a lot of music and I try to select it as like free contribution. So no copyright. Sometimes it flags it. I'm sure if I ever monetize, they're going to go through and filter my channel out, I'm sure. But I'm not concerned. I just know that what we face ahead, here's a quick summary of events where we are in October. We're going to have massive heat wave, mass casualty events around 2024, 2025. And then Sam Carana is saying 2026, we reach 1.5 already, we're screwed. But the IPCC says we're going to get there on our current emissions trajectory if you do the math by 2028, and that's going to be 216 million climate refugees, which is going to completely destabilize the whole country and our geopolitics. We're going to have a 30% reduction in crop production, and that's going to cause mass famine and turmoil. And the electrical grids in places like Phoenix, they're going to go down, so the servers are going to go down. So I mean, this is temporary. All the crazy nonsense on YouTube, my channel, all of it's included in the river. The river of YouTube is about to run dry at some point when the servers run out of juice, and I'll go down with it. And I'm proud that I had the courage to put out such information, and I changed people's lives. I know that. People have seen my channel, and they've seen the content, which is not me. I'm a messenger. They've seen what I've been transferring, the information I've been just doing this to them, and it changed their perspective, and I hope for the better. And I know that because people have commented that. They've told me that. And to have that effect is priceless. If one of your goals is to share something to the world, something you learned, I guarantee you, just you alone, just being you is a different perspective, a different, where you came from. Like it's unique. It's interesting. It's someone in Ethiopia or Kenya or who has internet access, if they do, and Ireland, anywhere, they can see you and see where, like, just as you're watching them. It's priceless. It's a change of perspective. You can't beat that. I'm just a Texas boy. A raging Cajun. On the spectrum. I'm an autist. Just trying to share the knowledge. You've been great. I hope to keep you entertained as much as I'm entertained. Because believe me, I watch my videos too. I watch what I want to see. And that's what you should do. And have fun. Okay. Thanks, guys. I'll see you on Monday. What's happening in the world? See you later.